So today we're doing a complete overview of the Diablo 4 Paragon system. I've been doing a lot of research on this, and we're doing this because Martin here asked me to make a video about it, so I figured I'd share all the information I know. I've been doing a lot of research into the Paragon system as well as other endgame systems, so if you guys have any other suggestions of what you might want to see, leave them in the comment section down below. Let's dive into everything you need to know about the Paragon system. So while I'm talking about each of these systems here, I will try to have images so that you can follow along and really see what I'm talking about in association with the Paragon board. The first thing we have to talk about is unlocking the Paragon system. You unlock this at level 50, so no one yet has been able to talk about it and really dive into it because we could not in the open beta, and then previously it was not allowed to be talked about. So when you hit level 50, you're actually going to get 4 Paragon points per level. This is very, very different from every other game in terms of the Diablo series, where you're only getting 1 point typically in your Immortal, in your Diablo 3, etc. You should get the points every 25% of a level. That is what it looks to be. Total 4 per level. At the end of the day, you're going to get max level 100, which means max points of 200. And then you have 5 maps. And as I'll show here in the renown system, you should be able to get an additional 20 points through the renown system based on you unlocking every map and fully map completing to get the right amount of renown. That allows you to have total 220 potential points through levels and through the maps, which allows you to unlock quite a few different Paragon boards and quite a few different systems. Let's talk about what these Paragon boards are and what you'll see you're able to do with them. So on screen here, you'll see that you're able to have Paragon boards in the game, which is kind of similar to, I guess you could say a little bit more similar to the Path of Exile system rather than like Diablo 3, whereas Diablo 3 you're just getting stats. In Diablo 4 you actually have some sort of a line that you have to follow to unlock further Paragon boards. Now there are tons of parts to it, and I'm going to divide them up, all timestamps below. But first off, how many are there? We're actually not sure. There is no confirmation from Blizzard. They do say that they're going to be adding additional ones as they continue onwards with the game, and that's a pretty important thing to note because that means that the system's going to be expanding for the future. There's also gate tiles on the edge of each board. They'll look like, well, I'll show you here. They have a little gate icon, and you'll notice because they're on the north, south, east, and west locations of the board. What these gate tiles do is they allow you to link to another Paragon board. As soon as you kind of move your way through the Paragon, as soon as you unlock that gate tile, you're able to link a secondary gate, or rather secondary board, through those gates to add additional bonuses on top of it. Now, you can also rotate these boards. What this allows you to do is potentially go in certain directions that you otherwise may not have thought you could. So if you wanted to go into one direction and pick up certain bonuses, which we'll go over what bonuses you can acquire or examples of them, then you can rotate your boards to allow you to have a better mix and match system. This does sound a little bit, I guess you could say, third person, meaning it's kind of hard to understand, but as we talk about the Paragon Tiles and the Glyphs, this will make more sense. Now let's talk about the Paragon Tiles. These are what make up the Paragon board, and there are 4 different types, just like there are a couple different types of gear quality. There are common, magic, rare, and legendary. Legendary, there is a singular legendary tile in the center of each board. Rare, there are 6 total tiles on each Paragon board. Magic, there are quite a few, not an exact number, and then common, they're kind of filling in the pieces. Now commons generally are going to be like just space stat increases or like some very, very minor buffs. Magic are going to be sort of more unique, niche down a little bit more buffs, for example like fire resistance as shown here. Whereas common are more generalized, weaker. Magic can be niche and more powerful. Rare, on the other hand, are going to be incredibly more powerful. For example, here, this one's a barb example. You can get potentially additional maximum fury and additional fury per kill. However, it is a little bit more specified because you do tend to need specific stats. Legendaries are going to just be massively big bonuses for your build. This is a great example to combo with some of the legendary items that we saw on the barb. In this case, the legendary warbringer. While your fury is above 50%, you deal 30% more damage. This is ridiculous. This, it gives you such a massive bonus for every class. Again, this is just one example, but these legendary bonuses are crucial for kind of basically building out your total build. This, if we combo this Warbringer with some of the legendary items that we saw in the beta, those 400k crits that you might have been seeing on Upheaval would have been potentially 30% more damage, up to 530k, 520k damage due to just this legendary tile. So keep in mind that when you're looking at these Paragon boards, you're really going to be focusing on, okay, what are my legendary tiles that I can unlock? What are my rare tiles that I can unlock? And then what tiles do I want to combo them with within that singular board? It's also important to note how many tiles you're going to be picking up on each board, because we have to talk about glyphs. Now, on these Paragon boards, there are sockets. Within the sockets, you can place a glyph. Now, glyphs look as shown here. These glyphs can be unlocked throughout the game, and you can actually upgrade these glyphs, providing additional bonuses. Now, what's important about these glyphs is actually what they're able to boost in terms of your other Paragon tiles around. There are different quality ones. I've not personally seen a legendary quality glyph. However, I would guess that it probably will be in the game by the time the game comes out. Each glyph actually has a radius size as well as certain bonuses. These glyphs, based on the radius size, will boost an amount of Paragon tiles around your glyph. So for example, on the magic quality ones, you're only going to have a small radius, which means you're not going to have a ton of room to work with, meaning you're going to want to focus on tiles within that radius. The rare ones can oftentimes be a larger radius and give you bigger bonuses. If you level it up, as you can see through the different levels, you can actually improve these bonuses and get you more value as you level it up. So glyph leveling is going to be one of the biggest things to work on, as well as picking the correct Paragon boards that you're going to want to focus in on specific groups of bonuses. This makes it very interesting and very dynamic in that you don't just want to power through every single Paragon board and then just keep adding more and more onto it to benefit from those legendary tiles. Instead, you may want to focus on a couple boards and really go hard in those specific areas to upgrade your legendary tiles as well as your rare tiles, as well as potentially any other value that you're getting in those areas because of these glyphs socketed in. Okay, this makes it super interesting to go for multiple different strategies, and I'm very excited for this part of the game. And who knows, we might see some legendary glyphs that do some insane bonuses similar to the legendary tiles. I'm very curious to see if that will be the case. Now, one thing to note about this is that who knows if we will be able to go ahead and unlock these easily. I'm not quite sure. All we've known is that they're found throughout Sanctuary and they're going to give you more bonuses, but I'm sure we'll find more about that as soon as we reach later on in the game. So that pretty much wraps up the Paragon board systems. I wanted to keep it short and sweet for the most part, going over each important information as well as giving you what you need to know. I could sit here and talk about potentially more of the different bonuses and all these different combos and things like that. However, I don't think that realistically I have enough information to tell you, okay, this is going to be the absolute best Paragon combo, or what strategy is going to be the best, or all these different things. All I know is the actual information associated with the Paragon system, and it's pretty exciting to go over. I do think that this is one of the most unique, I guess you could say, skill point systems in the game. Paragon system is basically level 50 plus skill system, and I'm really excited to see the different combos that people can come up with. And of course, I'll be having a lot of those on the channel here. If you guys have any other questions about Diablo 4 or potentially any other topics that you want to see covered, leave a comment down below. Let me know. Let me know how excited you are about the game. I know I am super excited. Hopefully this video was interesting and helpful. I'm going to continue to talk about Diablo 4, and I'll see you all for the next one.